Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where last episode we broke free from Britain, although break free is maybe a strong term. They never showed up. We just kind of told them that we were leaving and they're like, cool, see ya. So we need to be a little worried, of course, about our defense, but I'm not super concerned about that at this time. What I am concerned about is our taxation level being high, but that is mostly to pay off our debt. We can see here we're paying 61.5k in interest every single week right now. That is a lot. We need to get that paid off, and we need to do it quickly. So we're putting all of our money that we can towards that. We're not putting our construction money toward it. We are still constructing, and I think that's a useful thing to be doing here, considering we do have almost 2.5 million people not currently at work. So that's fine. No problem there. We also just unlocked repeaters, so that's fine. We can grab repeating rifles for our arms industries, which would be helpful. At least eventually. Would it be helpful right now? Well, actually, we've got some things that need to change here. We need to currently, because we just took back our Ainu locations, right? So we need to reset production methods in all of these locations. We don't have anywhere where we want to have any unusual production methods. So that'll be fine for the moment. For our arms industries, we would love to go to repeating rifles. That will drive the cost of tools and steel up. I think that's okay for right now. We'll do that for the moment, and beyond that, I think this is all completely okay. Yeah, we don't really need to come down to steel passenger carriages here. I mean, producing more transportation would be reasonably nice, but I don't think it's actually a good thing. We might want to move over into consuming steel instead of consuming wood, but we're actually consuming none right now. So I think it's fine. I think we'll just continue to work away at this. We have no active research at the moment. I want to continue working in the military tree, if we can help it. Electric telegraph is maybe not what we want to go for. Hand-cranked machine gun seems okay. So we'll get that going for right now. We have a wood, dye, and coal shortage at this moment. Okay. So we need to handle these, obviously. The dye shortage is definitely something that we can work on. We can have some dye plantations here, and I'm going to queue up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. We do have some being produced here in our private constructions as well. So I just want to get these done. They'll go quite quickly. So we'll get the dye plantations dealt with. We are running a deficit at this moment, which isn't super shocking. Market access in Sakhalin and Hokkaido is very, very, very low. So infrastructure here is the primary issue. Noted. This is probably because we're not subsidizing our railway in Hokkaido and in Sakhalin. We definitely want to do that. Our port here is reasonably fine, so let's get that going for the moment. We'll let the standard of livings there hopefully creep upwards. And where is this money primarily going right now? That is an interesting question. Wood and coal are shortages right now, and getting additional coal production would be great. Do we have our coal mining facilities here maxed out at this moment? Where are our coal mines? I know we have a bunch of them somewhere. We can actually build more iron and lead mines. Yeah, these are going to be in Hokkaido and Sakhalin. Yeah, they're in Kyushu. Okay, so this is basically maxed out here. We could actually go to steam donkeys, though, and that might not be a bad idea. Mass conscription, huh? Okay. We can get steam donkeys. I completely forgot about steam donkeys, and we probably should. Gold mines can go to steam donkeys. Coal mines can as well. So that'll be fine. We're going to produce less coal? That doesn't seem right. We do have a lot less laborers. Why would we be producing less coal there? Let's also go to dynamite for our gold mines and condensing engine pumps. That would be good too. And rail transportation. That would be good as well. Okay, so let's get that all going. Our wheat farms should be on harvesting tools. Apparently, yeah, a lot of these would have gotten reset from those wars. So we'll go down to fertilizers here. That'll be fine. Let's just check our production methods. I want to check every single production method that we have here. Coal mines definitely go down to condensing engine pumps. No doubt about that. Yeah, a lot of that would have gotten reset from those wars, so that's reasonably fine. Wood is, of course, going to continue to be an issue for us, but let's check in our urban environments here. We may or may not have some issues here, but I just want to make absolutely sure before we proceed. Yeah, for now, this is reasonably fine looking. Yeah, no problems there right now. Water tube boilers for our motor industries? Actually, kinda, yeah. I think that'll be reasonably fine. Coal might become a problem. We could go to explosive shells for our munitions plants as well. And we'll see how that ends up balancing out. It could be mildly awkward. Secular administration is not actually beneficial for us at this time. Secular academia probably isn't as well. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Noted. That's definitely an improvement. Cool. Let's get these dye plantations in Kyushu done. And we're now turning a profit again. That's good. That's really, really good. We need to get this interest out of here. Infertile grounds? I don't like that government expense. Okay. He'll settle domestically. Now let's check in on law changes. What do we have available here? We're on national supremacy, professional army. That seems reasonably fine. We don't want to go back to serfdom. I'd love to get off of isolationism. Who would we need for that? I mean, the shogunate supports the law. To go on to mercantilism, at least. Sure. But we can't do that right now. Interventionism is an option. I don't think it's a good one. We could, however, go to restricted child labor. And this would probably be good. Yes. This would definitely be good. I'd like to go to compulsory primary school, but we need human rights for that. Sure. For now, we could go to restricted child labor. That'll be okay. We'll get going on that one, at least. So that all looks fine for the moment. We're building lead mines right now. Lead mines are not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. There's these government administrations here that we're actually going to cancel. I want to check in on our tax situation. Okay, in Chugoku, we could actually use 2. So we'll get that going. No problem there. So that all looks good for now. Infrastructure is potentially an issue. So we can see in Hokkaido, we're at minus 100 and we've got 10 here. We're going to need a few more than that. They deleted ports in Hokkaido and Sakhalin. Okay. We need people there, obviously, but let's get some ports building there as well. So that'll be fine for the moment. We'll get the ports underway at least. And, I mean, we could definitely consider bringing up our welfare. What is our current situation here? I mean, 8.6, that's definitely an improvement. Definitely an improvement. But what we really need more than anything is simply to pay off our debts, right? 61.5k in interest is huge. That's absolutely huge. Market access rather in Shikoku is a little bit on the low side, and we need infrastructure here. Okay. So that's definitely something we can work on, but it is being privately constructed, it looks like. Cash reserves here are dropping due to weekly balance going down due to the high price of coal. Okay. For now, that is fine. Of course, infrastructure is going to be an issue out in these areas. No doubt about that one. So population is currently dropping in Hokkaido. Market access is a significant problem for these areas. We just need to get population growing out here, and then it would be fine. For now, this is okay. We'll get the ports built, we'll get the government administrations built, continuing to work on our lead mines in our other locations, not in these locations. For now, we don't need to build additional things over there. The Han Uprising. Interesting. Well, we just passed directly into consideration for enacting restricted child labor. Getting more education access would be great. We have brought up our education. It's continuing to rise. And every single week here, we're paying slightly less interest. So we're getting a debt snowball rolling. Absolutely. These ports are going to be a little bit expensive to run, but that's okay. We're going to finish up these lead mines fairly soon as well. So that all seems fine for the moment. Yes, our GDP is currently significantly down from when we were in the British market, but it was causing us more trouble than it was worth while we are not actively being threatened, right? So that's the idea here, is that we're going to exit that. Our success chance just dropped down to 0 here. Why did that drop? Well, we get a success here. Oh, wait a second. This is a success roll? It's nothing but an inevitable failure. So it just ends. Okay, that's a success roll. Sure. Whatever, I guess that's what we're doing now. Cool. So we're not going to do that one. That was very unfortunate. Very, very sad. Regardless, we'll get it passed eventually. It's not the end of the world. So how are we doing on that hand-cranked machine gun? We're 22 months out on that. Sure, that's not shocking. We're definitely seeing our money creeping upwards. Pretty soon now, we're going to be passing the halfway point between interest and surplus. That's a really, really good sign. It gets exponentially quicker, keep in mind. So we're working on that. We definitely do want to drop taxes. Dropping our taxes down to this point would be ideal. 153K, so we'll be close to being able to do that just by paying off our debt. Just by paying off our debt. That would be absolutely great. We may want to consider... What's the job situation up here? Not great is the answer. Okay, naval base max level finishes up. That's fine. In search of a better life, yes. Our emergency relief measures have toned down the number of victims. Cool. So that'll be good. The Great Hunger will, of course, be passing in 3 years, or when we raise the standard of living by 3 points. Whichever happens first. Wood and clippers are currently expensive. That's not shocking. Wood being expensive is deeply unsurprising. What we would really like to do to fix that would be to come off of iron frame buildings and go onto steel frame buildings. That would be a big boon there. It would indeed. Minus migration attraction, any way we slice it. Okay, we'll reduce our decree cost. That does allow us to issue some additional decrees. And what might we want to issue decrees in? Maybe additional infrastructure in Hokkaido? We're probably not going to get a ton out of that, but it would be helpful. So additional infrastructure in both of these regions to help out the market access. Again, it would not be amazing. We could do emergency relief over in Hokkaido as well. So for now, that's reasonably fine. The Great Hunger is definitely problematic. Wow, plus 80K. That's remarkable. I definitely didn't expect to be at 80K here right now. I like it, though. That's really, really good. So we can see that the standard of living over here is dropping off, right? I'm not shocked about that at all. Plus 100K? Looks good. Additional decree cost reduction. So we're going to be able to continue to do emergency relief in some of these areas. We can do 4 of these. And so we shall. Actually, we can do more. We can get emergency relief in all of our locations. Fantastic. So that, of course, is going to drive up our welfare payments quite a lot. No doubt about that. But to that end, this is okay. And the reason why it's okay is because we're definitely going to want to bring up our standard of living a little bit. Our taxes are really, really high. And paying off this interest is still a high priority. So keeping our taxes high would be helpful, but we're getting close to being able to drop this, and I would like to do that when we can. We can't do it just yet. Market access in Shikoku is a little bit low. Okay. Why is market access low in Shikoku? What do we got going on here? 206 of 197. Checking in on this railway. We have a private construction finishing up shortly, but mostly we just need to subsidize this railway. Okay, looks good. No problem there. Obviously, Sakhalin and Hokkaido are what they are, but we'll get those tackled soon enough. So lead mines are finishing up. We can drop our taxes now-ish, but I don't want to do it now. We're very close to being able to drop these. What if we were to add a consumption tax to compensate for some of it, though? So that would end up being like a consumption tax on tea. That would definitely do the trick. How much infrastructure are we actually getting from our road maintenance here? 0.37 is the answer. It's not worth it. So we're going to drop the road maintenance here. And let's toss in a consumption tax on actually tobacco. So with that in there, that allows us to go down to high taxation. Overall, this should be a net positive for our standard of living. We're still paying down our debt, and we're going to be able to drop our taxes again just by paying off our debt, right? Yeah, actually, we are. So that's great. We're going to let that happen. And we're going to be finishing up these lead mines quite soon. We've got 60 weeks left here, so that's just over a year of construction on these lead mines. That seems okay. So what else are we interested in building? We could definitely build more agriculture. It is an option. I think for the moment, coal mines are kind of the way to go. So we would go with coal mines in these areas. It would definitely tank the infrastructure there. That's the core issue with building them here. But we'll queue these up at the bottom of the list. It's going to be an issue. No doubt about it. So, let's get the lead mines built, and hopefully within the next year, it'll be a little bit better. That's the idea. We'll continue to drop our taxes. We can almost drop it again. I wouldn't mind putting in a consumption tax on tea, and if we did that, then we would be able to drop this. The question is, what would we get rid of here in order to do that? We currently have emergency relief everywhere due to the Great Hunger, although it probably doesn't have to be everywhere. But it definitely is everywhere. We're promoting social mobility, which is, I think, very useful. I think we drop road maintenance in Hokkaido, to be honest. It probably doesn't help at all. And we can't actually afford to put in a consumption tax from that. But it's actually 85.5k from something. 94.6, so we're not quite ready to drop down to medium taxes, but we're very close here. Very, very close. Okay, so we definitely need to raise our standard of living further. No doubt about that. Wood shortage is looking good. I want to drop our taxes here, and we're so close to being able to do it. You know, if we dropped our military wages, we could do it. We drop our military wages just to the center, and no, not there. We drop to here for a taxation level. That's reasonable. So I'm content with sticking here. We want to probably drop our consumption taxes eventually. But for now, this is reasonable-ish. Reasonable-ish. That will raise our standard of living a reasonable amount. The real problem, of course, is up over here. And the main issue there is still market access. I really wish that there was a way to, like, to prioritize employing people in particular locations. That would be really nice. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, there is no way to prioritize employment into, say, this railway. That would be what I would want to do, is prioritize that. Both of these are subsidized, and we just need to hire in people, right? That's what we need there, more than anything. So we are growing at a rate of about 1.5% annually. Our GDP has nearly recovered at this point, and we're making these lead mines in Shigoku right now. Sure. The question is, do we actually want to build these? I don't know. The lead mines are fine. Do we actually want to build the mines in Sakhalin and Hokkaido? They're going to cause significant infrastructure issues, and we need people here, right? Our population is very low and continuing to diminish. Mortality rates here are very high, and the standard of living is slightly problematic as well. We could consider ramping up our social security. It's already on level 2. We can't actually get it any higher than that right now. So that's sad. Do we have any law changes that we can do? We can't try to do child labor again yet. 10 more months on that. We could go to... I mean, wage subsidies would be okay, but for right now, we can't do that. Yeah, there's not a lot of changes that we can do to our laws right now. I think they're reasonable where they're at. So that's fine. We're at about 24K right now. We're running a coal shortage. We would absolutely love to get these coal mines built, right? The real concern there is just infrastructure. Just infrastructure. We need a lot of infrastructure, particularly in Hokkaido. The main issue, of course, is just people. We need to get people working in our existing railways. That will help matters a lot. Moving this down to steel passenger carriages would remove infrastructure. Going to electric trains would probably be a somewhat useful thing. So why aren't we hiring people here? Well, we can see we are hiring. Indeed. There's just not people to hire. So the workforce here, I want to hop over to Hokkaido. The population is shrinking. Mortality rate is higher than the birth rate. That's, of course, because of the standard of living. No doubt about that one. So our lower strata is definitely starving. That's a problem, no doubt about it. We just need to get this market access up. Which, that does end up meaning that we need to not be building these, because we're just not going to be able to handle the infrastructure. We need to delete some potential existing mines in Hokkaido as well. But these mines in Sakhalin and Hokkaido, we just need to not create them yet. They're going to be too much of a strain on our existing infrastructure there, and they gotta go. You know, it's probably easier if we just go in here and we say, let's see, those are already built. Yep. Okay, let's hop into Hokkaido real quick, and let's just go to, yeah, these lead mines here is what we would want to get rid of here. There we go. And, I mean, we could take a look at these iron mines. There's no one employed in the iron mines. So I'm just going to get rid of them. We'll have to rebuild them later, but that brings us down to 120 out of 84. Is there anyone working in the sulfur mines? No. We'll get rid of those too. We'll want to rebuild them later, but now our infrastructure is good. So over here in Sakhalin, we're going to want to... I think our problem here isn't so bad. So this is going to get us market access back in Hokkaido. 56 of 84. That should be reasonably okay. The standard of living here should start to come up, as should the GDP here. The GDP is really bad in Hokkaido, obviously. But the standard of living should start to improve now that we've dealt with the market access issue there. Market access in Sakhalin is still pretty bad. I think that we should probably go over here and go for something like reinforced concrete. I think that's reasonably fine to grab at this point. So that will increase our throughput for our construction sectors. We're at plus 49.4K. We're still working on paying off our interest, but we're now over our interest payment in surplus, which is good. In search of a better life, huh? Yes. That's fine for now. The Great Hunger will time out in 22 months. So we're going to get these lead mines finished up. What all is still considered expensive? Well, not a lot right now. I think we want to kind of stop construction, although I'm not going to pause construction. We're going to build these lead mines, and then we're just going to build things as we need them, is how this is going to work for now. Private constructions will continue to tick away, of course. That's okay. So market access up here could definitely be worked on still. Ditching this coal mine is fine. That puts us at 21 of 20. And then we could ditch the fishing wharves here. Okay, so that puts us at 14 of 20. So no market access issues there. Emergency relief exists in these areas. We do still have the Great Hunger. So we've got a famine going on, right? And yeah, this is going to go away eventually. That's not shocking. The real question is, how can we get this standard of living up? Actually, it's coming up now. So pop growth is growing in Hokkaido and in Sakhalin now. That's a very good sign. That's a very good sign indeed. So we need to just not build over here until we can get some population going, right? We definitely need to get some of these jobs filled. That's the core problem in these areas. We just need people. So that'll be okay. We'll let that be worked on for the moment. And how much are we paying in welfare right now? About 30K. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. We are running a coal shortage, which is unsurprising. Unsurprising indeed. We'll get these lead mines finished up. There's not that many more of them to build. And that'll be okay. So it's going to take a while for these areas to grow here, right? So the pop growth here is 1.47%, 1.48%. Looks good. Definitely looks good. Our overall standard of living in these areas is significantly growing, which is exactly what we want. 1,000 per year currently in Hokkaido. It's not a lot. We definitely are going to take some time to have these grow. Their population is very, very low. Migration attraction is currently high. Cool. We'd like to see some people migrating in from our other states. We'd like internal migration here. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. It can be affected by our current migration law. Does our current migration law forbid internal migration? We have closed borders. Okay. I don't think it does. I think we can have migration internally. Standard of living in Kansai is currently low. Okay. That's probably just due to the famine. Probably, is my guess. So that should probably go away soon enough. Trade unions getting some power here. That seems reasonably fine. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish up the Great Hunger. We're seeing a private construction of a coal mine up here in Sakhalin. There's nothing we can do about that. I don't like it, but it is happening. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.